What's going on, everybody? You know what time it is. It's time for me to tell you about the best holiday on the planet. My name is DJ Rick, and I'm the founder and owner of National Sex Day, June 9th holiday, 6-month, 9th day, holiday 69. We're the only ones that own this holiday and the other ones that fall in place. National Oral Sex Day, National Anal Sex Day, National Swingers Day. We got that one last year, and that was picking up a lot of steam. So, all these holidays are under our umbrella, and we want to educate, have fun, and talk to people from the health professionals all the way down to the adult entertainers and everybody else in between. And speaking of in between, I know someone that you guys might want to get in between with because she's a hot little firecracker. And she's her first time on this show. And I'm telling you guys and girls, she has a lot to tell you. So, who are you, young lady? And tell people what you do.
My name is Emambisious, and I do a little bit of everything. I started off behind the camera, and then I worked my way in front of it. Currently, my job occupation is modeling, acting, porn. Porn slash acting, I consider the same thing, pretty much. And I also just do me. I'm your average weirdo. So whatever you can think of, I will 9 times out of 10 be doing it.
Your average weirdo. Okay, I haven't heard that phrase, but you know what? If you say that, then I'm going to believe you. I think you're above average, actually. But if you say you're average, hey, we'll shoot the breeze with that one, okay?
Sounds good.
First and foremost, the main question I ask everybody before I get into that, people, check us out on Twitter at SexDays.org. Check us out on FetLife also at National Sex Day. Of course, we got plenty of videos and stuff out there, and we try to tag all the people that have been on the show. So her links and everything else will be identified so you can find out where she is and go from there. So, how in the world did you get started in porn?
Wow. So I have to start all the way when I was 18. I'm currently 25. So I've been doing this for quite a while. And side note, sorry for my loss of voice. I lost it at Exotica. Wink wink, nudge nudge.
Oh yeah, she lost that thing at Exotica. We can't tell that portion on the show, but continue.
So, basically, when I turned 18, I was studying to be a CNA, and then I had a health accident on the floor, and the nursing home I was studying under would not help me under any circumstance. So I had to have my dad pick me up. I had to quit that job, unfortunately, and I had to have emergency surgery. Now, thank God, nothing permanent happened, but I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life at all. So one day I was doom scrolling on YouTube and I saw this girl. I wish I could remember her name, but I don't, or I credit her. She basically did a day in a life as a porn star and exotic dancer vlog. And then like 2 hours later, I'm doom scrolling on her channel and I'm like, you know what? This is so crazy. I want to fucking try it. So I
Wow.
started off camming on my free cams and that went really well. And then a few months later, I was like, you know what? I want to start dancing. So then I got wine drunk and I went in. The manager almost didn't hire me
You hold
because
on,
he said I looked
back
12.
up. You got wine drunk. You didn't get liquor drunk. You didn't get beer drunk. You got wine drunk.
Yes, I did. I got wine drunk.
Okay,
I love sweet wine, by the way, red sweet wine. But
gotcha.
anyways, so I go in and the manager looks at my ID and then looks back at me and he goes, "You look 12," and then puts my ID down and is like, not gonna hire me. And mind you, again, I'm wine drunk. So I'm like, I'm not taking no for a fucking answer. The fuck is this shit? So I chase this fucker up the stairs and I'm like, look at my ID again, please. And he goes, well, I guess if you have the balls to chase me up the stairs, I guess I gotta give you a shot, right?
You got to
So
be ballsy sometimes. You got to take that assertiveness, you might say.
yes. And then a few years later, COVID happened. A month after the first wave of COVID, my club opened back up. So I go in, and the owner is like, I want new pictures of the girls to promote the club. Out of 50 girls, including myself, that were supposed to show up, only me and one other girl showed up. And that was my into the industry.
Okay, she had the balls to do it, people, and apparently she likes balls. So it's a
Yes, I
win-win
do.
for you. It's a win-win for you either way you look at it. So that's how you got your intro there. So when you, let's say, your first couple of videos, I know sometimes people aren't camera ready, or it can be with the companies with a lot of people watching you, or hell, it could be a phone camera hooked up and you go at it. I mean, everybody's got their level of their intro, but was it uncomfortable for you? Were you natural? Did you like the scene? And of course, did you like the person you were with?
For my first adult scene,
Yes,
um,
big one.
so, so my first adult scene, yeah, that was with only edging. That was actually really cool. I was a little nervous. We had to shoot it twice, but that video went really good. It's up on Pornhub still to this day if you wanted to go watch it. And
We're in Texas. They got that block in Pornhub in Texas, so we have to find a way around it somehow.
oops, my bad. I'm from Illinois, so oops.
And
But my first that was I literally just edged him. The video that's out, I did wind up fucking him a little bit. But the first take we did, I only blew him. So
okay.
that's quite interesting. I have that copy, actually. He told me that I could have that copy. So for anybody who wants that one, you can have.
You send it my
But
way, that's something I can do. I was a film major in college, so I've done film reviews of all kinds.
yeah, I'm a film major as well.
Okay.
I went to college for it. Yeah.
Radio, TV, film. That's what I got my degree in. So I'm just kind of exploring the vanilla side and now getting into the adult side with the holiday, as we both know.
Mine is technically digital and studio arts with a minor in English composition, but I mainly studied the film side above all else. So
And now you're making films. See that? You knew you was going to put
yeah.
that education to use one day.
Yeah, I love being educated. I think that everybody should be absolutely
Oh, definitely
in
that.
anything that they are passionate about.
Oh yeah. Now with this industry, there comes how can I say this? Pretty much you can work with people, you can also collab with people, and you can do stuff on your own. There's so many facets when it comes to it. So when you collab with people, either people you pick, one, or a company that puts you with somebody, because that's the hard question. When they put you with somebody, you may or may not know till then, you may know ahead of time, and of course you have to make it look like you like it. So can that be difficult?
Sometimes. Sometimes it can be. I won't name any creators or anything like that, but I'm usually pretty easygoing when it comes to shoots as long as you are tested and you have a good attitude, I'll work with you.
Mhm.
Nowadays my content has changed a little bit. I don't shoot with a lot of male creators anymore for porn. I film with my significant other who is new to the industry as well.
Okay.
Um,
People have been successful with that. In some cases, I've noticed certain stars that I watched before I started, doing the holiday here. I was like, they weren't that same person all the time. Well, again, that's a person they're happy with, they're comfortable with, and the content is not bad. So if they can pull it off with that person or themselves, then it's win-win. Where people sometimes will get with different people, and then they build a following that way too. So there's really no wrong way. But some people just can't do other people that they don't know. That's the thing.
yes. And my first 2 years in the industry, I just went solo. I didn't do any collaborations with anybody. I did my own photography, film work, everything. Also, it was pre-COVID and then COVID. So I was by myself for quite a long time. And I'm an only child, so I'm used to it anyway. And
Okay. Yep. You were with yourself then. You with yourself then. And COVID, we were all with ourselves for a good while. So yeah, you had to kind of make the best of what had happened.
yeah, and when I found my significant other, I was quite surprised that he wanted to do this with me because I've never had somebody who was like I've had relationships in the past in porn, but they were always like, keep me out of it. I don't want anything to do with it. Bleh. And I'm like, okay, fair, fine. And then JD is his name. He was like, hey, so what if we were a power couple? And I'm like, fuck yes.
Hey,
I
power
will
couple.
say. Yes, I didn't mean to cut you off, by the way.
No, you go right ahead. I'm saying power couples are really cool to see and watch them work. So you're on the right path.
And yes, and I still do collaborations with girls. I am a raging bisexual. So I will still do collaborations with gals. I will still do solo, of course, and with my partner. So,
Yeah. Again, there's so many ways you can always chop it up, you might say. Now, having this holiday, people are like, well, since you started this, Rick, why haven't you got in front of the camera? I'm like, well, I'm usually behind the camera because I got the film experience. I can, do what I do with the cameras. I've taken lots of photography. I've done shoots for other people, done a lot of vanilla, now venturing to this side of it, but I tell everybody the same thing. Nobody wants to see this on camera, so I'm not the person. Some people should not be on camera. I'm
mhm.
gonna say it like that. But people like what they like. I'm not here to criticize or poke fun at. I'm just saying everything out there is not for everybody.
Right. Yeah, not everything you see out there is for everybody, and that's totally cool. Consent is key. Absolutely. I
Definitely.
will say on the side note though, I'd watch you. Just saying.
You would? Okay, how much would you pay? Well, you brought that up. I figured why not throw it at the pros because money's kind of the key there. And that's another thing. When people sometimes start out, they don't get the best pay, but it kind of gets as you get bigger. What would you tell a new person that's starting out as far as what pay should be or what their potential should be when they do the first couple of movies?
Well, number one, get your boundaries out of the way. Like, list your boundaries right off the bat because otherwise nobody's going to know and then you're going to get hurt in the end. So, state your boundaries first. And if the other person that you're working with isn't too keen on it, then you just move on and, do that. As far as pay goes, I'm going to take the unpopular opinion and say start solo. Absolutely. Because you are your own person at the end of the day, and you can only vouch for you unless you get signed. But usually, start by yourself, start independent, work your way in. If you wanted to be signed, then go that route, do your research on that. I'm signed now with Model Red Agency and Sex Work PR.
Yep.
And that was a decision this year. The past other 6 years, I've been independent.
Yeah,
So,
those guys are also sponsors of Sex Day, and they've been amazing. Got to give it out to Model Red and the other people who put their time into it, the people who said that they can help me out with what they can because it's a collaborative effort. I can't do
yes.
this by myself, but we should get more from the industry because we do have the only holiday that kind of helps boost what happens. Yes, we talk about porn, but we talk about behind the scenes, what goes on. Like we're talking about testing, money, all the things, contracts that people normally don't ask or don't know. So, with that being said,
Yes.
there's another convention or exotica or things like that I've been invited to. I'd love to get there and partner with anybody who wants to be a part of National Sex Day. So, just putting it out there.
Yes. Yes, I will be at Exotica, New Jersey. DC is a maybe, but only reason is because that's my birthday weekend.
Oh, excuse me. Would you be blowing out your birthday candle that day?
My birthday is December 5th, so it follows on that Thursday, but the whole weekend I'm going to be doing that
Oh,
because I can.
because she can, because she will. I think your
Hmm.
stuff came to me via internet, but that's okay. I'm gonna get through this interview because I love talking to you. Let me ask you another question. You're up north, I believe, right?
Yeah, I'm in the Chicagoland area.
It seems like there's more people doing the adult stuff in that region and also East Coast than we have here in Texas. I know talent exists. We have a mutual friend, but it's like when you travel, do you find more work up there or on the coast?
Well, I haven't traveled all around the US yet. It's mainly been the Midwest. So, I do want to do a tour in Houston and Dallas, Texas eventually.
Okay.
But until then, again, excuse me. I've had a lot of luck up here. I was born and raised in the Chicagoland area, and so it was pretty simple for me. I know it's not simple for everybody. Um, I would say I really like, yeah, just the Chicagoland area, and Missouri's pretty cool. You gotta watch out in Missouri though, but yeah, I have a lot of different favorite spots I like to film at. So I ramble too, so I apologize in advance.
No, and this is cool because you brought up. I don't see Missouri as a place for foreign. I don't. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. Chicago, I've heard that even before I started the holiday. New Jersey, New York, I knew people that traveled there. A mutual friend travels there back and forth. California, obviously, LA, or and up and down. Don't get me wrong. Vegas, there. The Texas scene, it's coming along. Um,
Yes, it is. One
we
of my dear friends is moving down there, so
who's that?
I'll be doing some stuff with her down there.
What's the name?
Her name is Lovely Little Liv.
Okay, well, you tell her I want to put her on this podcast because we have a problem finding a lot of talent to talk to. It's easier to get to them here than there because I can't travel as much with the job I have. Still, we want
Right.
everybody to have a voice and stuff. But Chicago, heard good things about it. Coast, coast, heard good things. Vegas, heard good thing about it. Florida, but Missouri, that just sticks out to me. It's like weird.
Yeah, no, St. Louis in particular. I have a few people out there who I do shoot with on the regular. There's Missouri. I'll be going to Mentor, Ohio soon. Not this week, but next week. The Columbus area is also very popular. So,
Hmm. I mean,
and
we
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
this is good to discover because I would have never thought that. If someone sent an
Hmm.
email saying, "Hey, come up here and help us film this in Ohio or Missouri," I'm thinking this has got to be spam. I'm putting that in the spam folder, clicking because they never
That's
come
why you
up.
asked for the portfolio.
It was what?
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm so sorry. I'm
What did
very
you say?
ADHD.
What about a
I
portfolio?
said that's why you asked for their portfolio.
Oh, their portfolio. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes it lets them what's going on. Now, I do happen to have that because when I was starting as a producer or behind the camera, just helping anybody that said, "Hey, I need a break on the price. Can you do this for me? Can you find a place for me?" Whatever the situation, I definitely got a copy of what I've done. Pictures I've taken, I've got all those. People want to see and they want proof. Other than some guy with one phone in a hotel late at night. I'm pretty sure you
Yep.
came across that too.
I have, and it's quite weird. That was when I was independent and I didn't know any better. That was definitely a learning process. I've had people try and not pay me for their stuff, even though we agreed on payment. That's why I have a deposit now or a booking fee. It's like if I cancel, then usually I'll give it back. There are some certain instances where in the contract we'll agree that if either party cancels, then I could just keep the deposit. That's all in like the paperwork, though. You have to read the fine print, read your contracts before you sign them. That is the number one advice I will give you.
Or have somebody read it for you. There's
Yes, because I am dyslexic. So yes.
Well, there are a lot of services out there that people will read for you. Another, page on Sex Day here. We know legal people that will look at those for you. And if you don't think about this, put in your mind now. In most universities where they have a law school or people studying law, there's like the groups that are trying to get their cases done. What they will do is they'll take those on and they won't charge you. It gives them the opportunity to learn whatever business it is, learn the legal aspect of where you are, and they don't charge you a damn thing for it. We got a big one here in Fort Worth where I live. And they say, look, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, call this number, whatever you got, doesn't matter what's going on, they will talk and get you whatever it is because these law students are hungry and they can't get their portfolios or anything built until they get some experience. So have people read your contract for free. They will do it.
Yes.
You just have to find them.
That is actually a really good idea. I usually have my significant other or if it's an online contract where you can electrically sign it, I will have my computer read it for me in the monotone voice, but but that is actually very good advice and I would have never thought of that. So,
Well, the legal students out here, law students, better word of saying, their universities are really close by to where I live. But the thing is, they advertise that in publication. So I had a housing issue when I was in an apartment, and I called and said, "Hey, can you guys help me?" And they sure as hell did. Somebody I knew had their picture on a calendar, even though they weren't nude. They were bikini. And they said, we don't want it on there. And she had those guys call those people, and 2 hours later, it came off. Didn't cost her a dime. Saves her all the headaches. And those people can use her as a reference to put her on a resume. Once you get that going, of course, they're going to go on to bigger and better, and eventually it will charge you. But the hungry
Yeah.
students, the hungry, especially the ones that are seniors that are going to study for the bar, wherever state you are, look for those places. They'll read them for free, and it will save you tons of money. So,
Awesome.
so you can
Badass.
Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal me for that bit of advice.
Sends you $500. No.
Verbal contracts are binding in Texas. I got it on film.
Wow.
I told you I stayed awake in those classes. I told you I wasn't fooling, man. I really did. So that's just something that people need to be aware of. So all these things, we get the most information that we get for our podcast for people doing what you do. So there you go. Now, Exotica, we got a few minutes to cover that. And what I want people to understand is it's an expo. People go there, but it seems like when you have a Saturday there, because I know it starts Thursday or sometimes Friday, your Saturdays are just unplugged and crazy. What is it like there?
Yes. Okay, so Fridays, I'm pretty sure it's for New Jersey and everywhere else as well. I've mainly been to the one in Chicago, but Fridays ladies get in for free. So this year, this Friday was packed. And I have a funny story. There was this lesbian couple who walked by, and I have my porn out on like my prints and stuff. Like usually what people will do like bikinis and stuff. I'm like, nah, full pussy spread because that's just me. I'm ambitious. And um so this girl comes up and she's like, "That's your Gucci," and I'm like, "Yes, it is." And then she bought the
Yeah.
print. But to answer your question, this Friday was insane. Saturday was even crazier. You could barely walk. My partner, he also PAs for me when he's not doing scenes with me. So he was helping me out too at my booth.
Sure.
And he was also featured in some of the prints. There was one where I'm sucking his dick. It was great. And he this was his first Exotica period.
Yeah.
So he was helping me out and he could barely walk anywhere. Like I had sent him to do errands, get me drinks, whatever, and it would take him like 30 minutes just to do the vending machine across the venue.
Wow.
So
Hmm.
yeah, it's packed. It's fun, but it's packed. So if you're claustrophobic, there's your warning.
There you go. I'm not claustrophobic, but I just want to tell people that because they get packed. They plan them in advance. They don't have that many, maybe four or so a year, but it's a good place to connect with people. It's a good place to learn about the business. If you're starting out, you'll get an idea. If you're a veteran like yourself, you just get more people interested in what you got. And of course, the sponsors that are Adam and Eve and other people like that, companies that are really big to enhance what's going on. So if you can make it, people, go check them out. Get a chance to see people like her up close, personal, autographs, and just to get the feel of what's going on. So I hope to see you guys at the next one. I really hope that I have the opportunity. I'm coming that close to making those arrangements. So you might
Do
see
it. Do it,
this
do it, do it.
ugly face hanging out there. We're going to do what we do. So be surprised if I show up. Anybody out there wants to collaborate and sponsor, let us know. Reach us at Twitter or reach us on FetLife or the email address that'll be in the credits later on. So we got a few minutes left. You think you can show us what you got?
Number one, thank you to OnlyFans for giving me this. They stopped by my booth and gave me a shit ton of merch. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. So they treat me really well. So check out my OnlyFans if you want. But also, boobs.
Wow. Shake them for me. Mm.
Boobies! They make the world go round.
Especially yours. Mm. You're
Yes,
going to
they
put up shop now, really?
out of
Good.
what?
I said, you're going to put up shop now?
Mavic.
Mm. I'm a lucky guy to have this gig, boy. Yes, I am. You know OnlyFans that well?
Yeah, I have an OnlyFans. I do have Eclipse for sale, but I don't really use it too often. OnlyFans and Pornhub are, and I also have a Fansly. But I use that for particular collaborations as well. So,
No,
mainly
I'm saying that
OnlyFans
do you
here.
know them? Do you know them personally? Is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, actually, they're pretty cool. They're cool people.
'Cause that's what I was hearing. Because you everybody else say if they get to know the people, like the owners or people in the company, I heard good things about it. So I was like, I want to be reassured when you say I know OnlyFans, they are really cool people. Hadn't had the opportunity yet, but hadn't heard anything bad about them.
Yeah, no, they're great. I actually was on OnlyFans TV, not in front of the camera, but behind it. I was PAing for them a few years ago. So I got to know the whole crew there, and it was a wonderful experience.
That's what I'm talking about. Connections, connections, connections. That is where all that is. So, hey, thanks for being on the show. Thanks for being a part of the segment. I will probably do another one with you and other people since we're getting 7 weeks out for an actual holiday for 2024. People like follow up anyway. So I keep telling people one's not going to do it. We want you to come back and talk more about what's going on from the first time we spoke to you to the next time we get a chance to see you. People, if you guys want to help out National Sex Day, tweet us, hashtag it, get us on Twitter, FetLife, let us know that we got some love going on out there. We want to work with you guys, collaborate with you, promote. And the only sex holiday, the only swingers holiday, the only anal or sex holiday, all those are owned by us. And the whole world celebrates what we do. Let's have ourselves a big ass celebration. We'll see you guys
Hell yeah.
next time. And thanks for you for being on the show again.
Anytime. I love being here.
We love your attitude. We love everything else. I'm looking forward to seeing some more of your work too. So watch out, y'all.
Yeah.
Here we come. We'll see y'all next time. Thank you.